Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones. This evening's topic, I'm going to talk about the depths of darkness, the incubus and succubus part 2. Because there was some information that I had missed on my last video. Now, had a comment in my comment section from a brother who's very famous here on YouTube. Shout out to him, Brother Ringo TV. Shout out to Black Ram 313. Also, shout out to Brother Pastor Dow, and another shout out to Brother Arlo Monk. Now, these are the gentlemen who work very hard at focusing on the Most High, and they have taken a lot of flack, but at the end of the day, these are brothers who are very exceptional when they follow what the Bible says. And one must understand that the Bible was written by Hebrew Israelites. And what happened, the Romans came in and they changed all the verbiage and replaced a lot of the information with Christian. Now, I'm going to get into further videos to prove to you that Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are all man-made religions. Just to let you know, I did produce a podcast, but the podcast was an hour and 22 minutes long. So in video form, I want to cut everything short so that you will understand what is going on, because many of us don't have a clue about religion and the Most High. But something else that most of us do not know. We don't know about the succubus or the incubus. Now, they're opposite sides of the same coin. Again, if you didn't watch my first video, the succubus is a demon in female form, and the incubus is a male in demonic form. Now, why do I mention this? If a number of individuals aren't really interested or misinformed about spirituality, well, I want to tell you all something. When you talk about the incubus and the succubus, it is very important to understand that we are living in dark times. And what I mean by dark times, there's a lot that's going on around us, and many of us don't see it. Either we don't care, or we don't believe what's going on around us. But there's a lot of negative energy that's flowing. Now, one of the places that you will find the incubus and succubus very common is in the workplace. And the reason why I will explain the workplace is you have a number of individuals who come home from work very stressed. Now, the workplace is not a place for production. It's a place for compliance. This is why you have a lot of the so-called individuals who are sucking up to their bosses. It's because the incubus is the boss, and some co-workers as well on the male side who are basically filled with big egos. Well, the incubus, who's in a position of power, utilizes his power to intimidate individuals who aren't like him. In other words, when it comes to the incubus, he's insecure about himself. So he wants to show everybody how tough he is. He wants to let everybody know that he's the boss. His word is bond. He acts like a god. But the problem with that is there's a lot of negative energy coming from this so-called boss. But on the other hand, you have the same thing with female bosses. Females are even more tyrannical about how they run a business or how they lead, because they want to prove to you that we can do it as well as a man or better than a man. In fact, feminism is very demonic, because what feminism has done, it's allowed women to go in certain positions even though they're not qualified to do them, but they can partake in any position, because with women, society doesn't hold women accountable for anything. Men have to come in and clean everything up, and everybody knows this. But when it comes to the succubi and incubi in the workplace, they create a lot of hostility. Because starting with the succubi leaves home, she's all dolled up, but she's not dolled up for her husband or her partner. She's dolled up to go to work. Now, some of these succubi are married. They have partners. But when they get to work, they got somebody that they're seeing on the side too. Now, the succubus is not loyal. She uses her power to diminish a man's power. Now, when a succubus gets caught, what she does is go to HR so she can utilize human resources to get that man fired. Why? Because if that man decides to break off a relationship with the succubus, well, those two have to work together. And she doesn't want to see him in the workplace with another woman. Now, she will use any item, including sex, because basically when it comes to the succubus and the incubus, both of them would utilize seduction via sex. Now, the sex that they have with their counterparts is emotionless. And you see a lot of it in the workplace. No, Brother David Carroll had mentioned it in his videos that you have a number of women who will go into the boiler room, they will go into the cars, they will even go downstairs to an empty room just to have sex. But here's the problem. When you have sex with a demon, that negative energy gets inside you, and you become a demon. And when it comes to these succubi, these demons, they're not very stupid women either. They're very intelligent women. They look good because they captivate you with their beauty. In fact, what they wear to work is very provocative. And they want you to see them in that provocative nature so they can take you down. Now, the incubus, on the other hand, he wants to show everybody how many women he can get at work himself, because the incubus is the one who creates the succubus, because there are a number of men who are not very loyal to their women. And when it comes to work, you have a lot of cliques. And if you are not part of the clique at work, the incubi and the succubi are going to team up to try to have you removed. Why? Because in their eyes, they're very demonic. And they have this belief that you are going to find out who they really are. And once you do, they will be removed from the workplace. See, when it comes to the workplace of today, it's not about production, it's about compliance, and you must be liked. But how does this transcend into demonic behavior? Well, because the same behavior that the succubus and incubus display at work, they bring it home. That succubus and incubus could both be married. See, after having all this emotionless sex at work, they bring it home and then they start arguing with their partner. And their partner is wondering what they did. Well, the problem is the partner didn't do anything. It is that demonic behavior that the succubus and incubus bring home from work. Because at work, many individuals are housed up together for 8 to 10 hours. In fact, you have individuals who spend more time at work than at home. And of course, when you spend the majority of your day into a confined space as a man, women start looking good. The smell of the perfume, the smell of the hair, the look at a woman with those dresses on, her lips, they're captivating. And with the man, he's in a position of power. Women love power. But power can be very demonic if you don't know how to utilize it. But with women, power is captivating. But these so-called alpha males at work are womanizers. This is why you have a lot of drama going on at work. So when it comes to the workplace, men and women, you got to be careful with who you associate with at work. Because not only can it cost you your job, it could cost you your life. You could be charged with a rape. See, the incubus and the succubus are sociopathic. They're narcissistic. They don't care about anything but their own self-gratification. And at the end of the day, what usually happens is you, who is a person not part of the succubus or incubus club, you're going to be stressed every day. You're going to have all of your energy sucked out. But moving on to another topic, let's talk about beauty. Now, a number of us say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? Well, beauty can be awfully dangerous. Why? Because the succubus and the incubus can be very beautiful on the outside, but they have nothing to offer but beauty. This is why you have some men and some women who spend their time in the mirror just to look good so they can prey on people they can seduce. Again, if you're not careful, the succubus will seduce you into a place where you don't want to go. The incubus will also do the same thing. The incubus is very charismatic, very charming. This is where the player and pimp culture comes from, because these individuals are womanizers. And some of your dating coaches out here, they're womanizers as well. They don't tell you about love or forming families. They tell you about getting women and getting women for one-night stands. See, one thing about the incubus and the succubus, again, when you have sexual relations with them, the sexual relations aren't based on love. In fact, these individuals, they go from man to man, woman to woman. A number of them have children. But you look at the family pathology, where they come from. Well, it runs in the family. And you always have to be careful when you deal with people who come from a demonic background. Because if you have an understanding of who you are and you read the word, not only read it, but you practice it. And you follow the commandments of the Most High, it will help you siphon out all these demonic people. You see, when it comes to beauty, beauty allows individuals to have the attitude of entitlement. Why? Because you're required to have no other standards but beauty standards. And when it comes to beauty, beauty has created a lot of simps and simpettes. The reason why it's created a lot of simps and simpettes is because we make excuses for them. But these are the individuals who don't care about anybody but themselves. They're sociopaths. They're delusional. They're manipulators. They're constantly playing games. Every time you ask them a question, it's always a lie, because they're compulsive liars. You see, with the demonic behavior, there's a lot of psychological issues involved with these types of people. Some of these individuals have never grown up, although they are adults. But you must be on your toes when you go out meeting men and meeting women. You must dig deeper than just the beauty on the outside. You have to look at their character. You have to see if they have integrity. It's not about the education. It's not about the money. It's not about your job title. It's about the energy. You see, when I get around somebody who's an incubus or succubus, I can feel that negative energy, and I avoid it at all costs. And the reason why I avoid it, because it's not worth getting involved with somebody who's negative, because what's going to happen is they're going to string their problems on you. The succubus and incubus is all around us. This is why I titled this video, The Depths of Darkness. These are the individuals who practice witchcraft. They're in cults. I mean, even some of these churches out here have a lot of incubi and succubi. The church has more succubi because you have more women going to church, but you have a number of men out here who, again, created the succubi with their womanizing. This is why I tell a number of brothers, if you're looking to build families, don't seek a dating coach who's just telling you to go out and smash and dash a woman. Because what happens is you create the demon by you being a demon. Now, in the end, though, the demons will have their day, because the Most High is always going to win. But what I'm telling you is, you have to be smart enough to watch people around you, because a number of them are filled with demonic behavior. Again, as I said in my previous video, if you hear somebody talking about Ouija boards, tarot cards, psychics, astrology, numerology, stay away from them. Religious cults, that's another one. See, the reason why people get involved in those cults is because the Bible says you're supposed to worship one God, not two gods. And the Bible always says man is not God. But some of these cults led by people like David Koresh and Jim Jones, well, a lot of people died under those individuals because they were filled with the demonic spirit. And when they tried to escape, they were killed via violence. Some of the people in these cults were raped. He had children who were raped. They didn't know anything that's going on. It's because these demons had corrupted the minds of all the people that they had in the cults. Again, when you don't read your Bible, you end up in the depths of darkness. And if you are a so-called Christian, you should question what your preacher is telling you. Because it doesn't matter whether you're at work, when you're out and about, the demonic behavior is always going to be out there. Your professors at college, yes, I'm going to get into the education. They're leading you astray. They're leading you astray because they're also throwing you information that's corrupting your mind. This is why you have a lot of millennials today who actually believe that they're entitled to everything free because of that demonic behavior. Now, demonic behavior, again, leads to narcissism, delusion, sociopath. You can also be led to other forms of psychological issues. Also, your health issues. When you have gone out with many men and many women, it starts to stress you out. And a number of these men and women, the reason why they're succubi and incubi is because they relied on their beauty so much they didn't have anything else to offer, but they did it because, number one, the family pathology had a lot of demonization going on with the families. I mean, how many of these incubi and succubi came from fatherless homes? How many of them had a father in the house, but the father was weak? You see, this all goes back to Adam and Eve and the serpent. But a lot of us don't want to talk about it because it's too deep for them. There's too many people out here that are constantly living the lie. And the succubus and the incubus will have you live the lie. Now let me tell you another place where the incubus can go. The incubus can also disguise himself as a succubus. Some of you might be asking me how this will happen. Well, it's through being transgender. You know, you have a number of guys who go on these social sites like Instagram, Facebook, thinking that they are meeting a woman. And then when they finally meet the person, that woman starts to turn them out. And then over time, she admits that she's a man, and two things are going to happen. Well, that guy is going to do something violent to that transgender person because of his pride, because he thought he had a woman. And when that didn't happen, he slept with a man. Now he's going to be considered gay. Or he's gotten turned out so much that he's not going to care. And this is where you get the down low brother. Now also you have women who have been led into lesbianism as well by other women. See, women are very gullible. And I'm not picking on them, but a number of women get their information from other women who are bitter. This is why I always tell you women, don't take advice from other women, particularly if they're bitter, because they're going to lead you astray. And what a number of these women have in their mind is hatred for men. So they want to do everything to discourage you from getting with man. because they don't have a man. So in their mind, when you deal with bitter women and you're a woman, take a step back. Because some of these so-called demonic people, known as the Incubus and the Succubus, whether they read the Bible or not, you're not going to change them. Why? Because they're always going to be filled with negative energy. That's why they have a lot of drama in their lives. And if you don't believe me, you look around you. But at the end of the day, I follow the Most High. This is why my life has gotten better. See, I don't have to make videos every day because I have a regular job, but I know what goes on around me. See, one thing about demonic people, they love being on social media. They have nothing going on in their lives. So they like to make other people's lives, and they fill them with drama, their negative energy, because this is how they get their power. Because everything about them is emotionless. This is why it's impossible for them to love and to be loyal to relationships. This is why you can't trust them in the workplace. Because again, you go to work, you have a husband or wife, you don't know who they're sleeping with at work, and there is a lot of chaos going on in the workplace. Trust me. I was watching a video a long time ago from a woman, and she was actually telling women how to cheat. And what she was doing was she was taking and she did it very cleverly. Guy wouldn't think of this. She would take a picture of her car, post it up on Facebook. Her husband or partner would go on Facebook, and she would write where she would be. But that was an image that he was looking at. Well, they get in their girlfriend's car for lunch, and they would hunt for men. See, the incubus and the succubus are predatory. And you have the same thing with the incubus. If you're a young girl, don't let these guys sweet talk you. Because all they want to do is get in your pants. And once they get you and turn you out, then they're going to hurt you. And then you're going to become a succubus. Because what I'm trying to teach you is that this demonic behavior is real. But you have to see it for yourself. And you have to remember, you have one life. And I had to bring in the workplace because it's in the workplace, it's in your colleges and universities, it's in your churches, everywhere you go. You got the Succubi and the Incubi. Not too many people are talking about this topic on YouTube because it's too deep for them. But everything revolves around the spirit. So I have a question for everybody. Does your soul have a price? Because you have a number of people who will do anything for money. And they'll go as far as killing their partner for it. This is why you see so many programs of crimes over insurance money on iDiscovery channel. Money will take a honest person and turn them evil. Your court systems, with the child support system, the welfare, they're all evil. Yes, I said the welfare system. Because what it does, it keeps our women down, and it keeps our men down. The people who are running the system have a demonic attitude. They have negative energy. Because being on welfare, having babies out of wedlock, whether you're a man or a woman, is very negative. Sitting behind bars in the criminal justice system, it's negative. But you have a number of people who have this demonic behavior. I may come out with a part 3, but I want you all to sit and just think about that evil spirit that's lurking around you. And the only way you get rid of it is you got to honor the Most High. And the only way you honor the Most High is you got to pick this book up. This is the blueprint. And without this book, you're not going to be able to get anywhere. Again, read the first 5 books in the Old Testament that's known as the Torah. And once you understand the first 5 books, then you can understand the rest of the books. Remember, the Bible is the history book. But the Bible was also written by Hebrew Israelites. And if you don't believe me, you just check it out for yourself. So at the end of the day, I just want you all to be aware that the Succubus and the Incubus are alive and well, and they're here to destroy you by making you weak. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show for this evening, Wednesday, Hump Day, August 29th, 2018. You can tune in to the 411 Talk Zone radio show every Wednesday on Blog Talk Radio. Guest calling number is 215-383-5785. If you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube so I can continue to give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. Now, on my channel, I don't engage in controversial issues, emotional issues, or I don't debate. What I do here is teach. I'm giving you information that is realistic and it's positive. This is why I don't engage in drama or unnecessary bickering, because it is counterproductive. What I do again here is teach, and I'm giving you knowledge. And when you have knowledge, you have power. And if you have a topic, a new YouTube channel, or business that you would like for me to talk about on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, simply email me at lej6521@gmail.com. And if you have a comment, please leave your comment in the comment section under the video. But make sure that your comments are pithy. No bloviating, pettifogging, or filibustering. If you wish to opine. Now that's it for this video. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember, be gentle and respectful, and have a wonderful and blessed evening. God bless you.